Howdy, y'all. This is Doug Peters, and y'all are listening to Games and Play All Night and Day. Subscribe and tell your friends, or I'll check your tire pressure.
Starting off with episode 2 of Lost and Found, when we last left off, Doug and Adam did what? What are they doing? They hanging out? Are they just chilling?
We had just...
Basically.
They were hanging out, having a good time?
We were just tracking down the stolen Ford Aerostar that was seen associated with my long-lost sister, your long-lost wife. And suddenly Adam remembered that he had to pick his daughter up from school.
Yeah.
Layla, right?
Yeah, Layla.
And as he arrived to pick her up, he saw one of the men that we knew had stolen the bus,
In fact,
van.
the only man we knew for sure.
Yeah, because you got
Yeah.
a visual confirmation on his face.
And he was hanging around your daughter,
Relaxing out, cool.
shooting some b-ball.
Were you still with me?
Literally outside of the school.
Yeah.
So yeah, he stuck around with you to pick her up. I don't know what your guys' plan was after that, but you took a picture of where the car turned off into the desert. Sweet. Okay, so one little description about this guy: he's standing over your daughter as she sits on a stoop. The school, like the lot, is completely empty. The school buses are gone. Teacher, faculty, they're all gone. She's just sitting there, and here he is, 6'4", large, dark-skinned man, with a menacing look in his eye. He stands over, his shadow cast over your daughter. And then he turns, sees you driving up, and he smiles. Oh, man. So he, like I said, he's a large guy. But outside of that, tell me something menacing about him. Ian, tell me something menacing about this guy.
Due to my police training, I recognize a distinct gang tattoo on his neck.
All right, cool. Describe the tattoo, Alex.
It's just an eye crying like a dark tear right onto the like tip of a knife blade.
Oh, okay.
Which
So-
has a butterfly sitting on.
No.
You're really pushing for this butterfly.
No,
I
What's-
we're
fucking
not-
need it.
All right.
I
So,
need some kind of sympathy for this man.
oh, the butterfly makes him
It's very
sympathetic.
You see that?
Eyes are sympathetic. They're the window of your soul.
Oh, dude, he has some menacing eyes.
And this thing is crying. So it means he probably saw some trauma.
Probably upset.
If anything, the reference is he's crying onto a knife, so it probably means that.
He saw someone he cared about.
I mean, he has,
Yeah.
he has a tattoo of a prison tattoo on his neck.
He's very meta.
Like, yeah.
he's- All right. So he's standing over your daughter, and he looks back, and then he crouches, and it looks like he's handing her something.
That is an issue. I do not like that.
What do you guys do?
You recognize him, right?
Who?
I get out.
No, this isn't one of those weird horror movie things where only he sees them or anything, is it?
Oh, it is.
All you see is an amphitheater.
Fuck. And there's a cover. There's like an Eagles cover band of like possums.
Just jamming up. You
No,
have
no.
more sound guy.
No, you see him. Yeah, he's there. He's a tangible human being.
Okay.
Seems to. The only thing is, like, he just gives off menace. Like,
Yeah.
just from his posture and how he's built, he's very powerful looking.
You look
And
like you stop a car.
no, but right now he's kind of on the. He's on the sidewalk.
For future reference, I'll do
Yeah.
that.
I think you should call Layla over.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, kind of, get out of the car. Layla, honey, come here.
As she goes up, she's smiling.
I'm not.
But as she gets up to go to you, he puts out a hand to kind of like stop her, and he keeps talking to her. and then he just kind of looks at you, and he kind of like strapped to his thigh. You can see a blade that he sort of pats almost casually, unbeknownst to your daughter.
He noticed this?
Both of you notice this. Actually, roll me wits and composure if you guys want to notice more.
1, 2, 3. 3.
5, 6, 7. 8 against our great.
Jesus Christ.
7.
7?
Yep.
So you look at him, and before Adam can speak, Doug, you flat out tell him what's to be seen. And you see what Doug sees, but just in HD.
High definition.
No. I'll let you. Okay, so you notice something about this guy. The way he moves, there seems to be an oddity to it. You can't really put your finger on his movements. Perhaps it's at times choppy, like or sluggish, but then immediately speeds up. It's not like anything you've ever seen before. And you,
He's a Spartan.
took me a bit. But you notice, it seems as though this guy, all of this. What's your empathy? 2? I'll have you roll your intelligence and empathy with a bonus +3.
This guy is murdering to my daughter. Those.
2? I'll tell you this. Just from the car, just from looking at all the menace and intimidation, you could tell that this guy doesn't want to hurt a kid. Just from the look, he gives off a huge, like, this aura of menace. You see what he saw as well, but you could tell that this guy is anxious. Him trying to give off menace while also deep down being anxious. So he turns and he greets you with a cocky smile that you know is manufactured.
Wanna help me out here, Doug? As I kind of go forward.
We gonna do something?
We might have to.
All right. I don't bring the tire iron. I'm not going to be seen standing outside of school brandishing a tire iron.
Beating a man. He looks at the two of you as you come out. And then, like, once you guys are out of the car, he kind of gestures for Layla to run towards you. And she does. She's like, "Daddy!" And she runs up to you, hugging your leg. "Look what Julian gave me." And he hands you what looks to be a flower.
That's real nice, sweetheart. You get in the car, I'm gonna go talk to Julian.
Julian looks between you two. Even though this man doesn't want to commit violence on a child, you're more than likely sure that he will definitely do that to an adult. Yeah. And
I try to look as menacing as a wiry redneck in a sleeveless Journey T-shirt can look.
Roll me intimidation.
1 success.
He's got 3, so he just kind of eyes you down, and then he just stares at you because he sees you trying to be like this tough guy act, and he's going to try to intimidate you.
I have no resolve.
My backup's gonna run away.
It's probably not going to be that bad.
2. Resolve and composure.
That's 4 and fucking willpower. I'm so scared. Don't hurt me.
What'd you get?
1 success.
Alright, so at least you didn't crit fail. There's an anxiety that builds up. It's mounting, and the longer you talk to this guy, the less comfortable you feel. You realize that if you keep talking with this man, and things come to action or violence, you may get seriously hurt. Like, not just bar scuffle. This man might legitimately...
He's got a big old fucking knife on his hip, doesn't he?
Yeah, so that's in the forefront of your mind. Any action against this man takes a -1 unless you take some time to recoup, aka leave the situation for a moment to regain yourself, aka finding a nip of alcohol.
Ah, shit.
Pull up the flask.
That's in the car.
I go forward first, but I very quickly try to correct that.
You get behind the guy.
No.
You're standing behind him. You're like
I'm in
looking
front.
at him.
I'm in front, but there's like, as soon as he starts walking, I slow down so that he's in front of me a little.
Yeah. So you're just like, like all bravado.
Yes.
All right. So he stands before you and he goes, Adam Marston, Doug Peters.
Julian Nagasaki. I don't know. What's your last name? Just Julian?
Like, regarding you, you feel that anxiety kind of bubble up again. Mm-hmm. And he goes, come with a warning.
A warning of what?
Stay in your homes. Go about your daily lives. But what you saw last night, it ain't what you think it is.
We'll go back to our daily lives once we have Abigail back. Which is kind of an important part of that.
You ain't getting Abigail back. Then he begins to walk away. Remember, I know where you live. I know where your family and friends live.
I go back to the car. There's a moment where he's like sitting there. He's trying to think of something to say. He just turns around. He goes back
Now
to the car.
you're a bit of a coward yourself. That's your thing. Since you're just letting him walk without any other interference, go ahead and regain a willpower.
It's kind of hard to believe that this all is real.
I allow myself to forget that Layla's in the back, and I just pop open the glove compartment. Big ol' swig.
All right. Do you drink enough to feel the buzz? Because if you do, you get a willpower back.
Yeah, I do that. I down like
copious amounts.
half the flask.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my god.
We're gonna talk about this later.
Yeah. Let's.
Layla smiles at the two of you, and she goes, "Yeah, he's very nice."
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, today we were learning. Any help with math, Dad?
Math.
Yeah, no problem, sweetheart.
No, math, Dad. He's the guy.
This son of a bitch is back again.
He's back and he's ready.
I open up the glove compartment, pull out my Glock.
I knew it. He'd come to this.
Put on the silence. He's pushed me too far.
A man on a mountain. Abacus.
I should probably get back. I know that. What was the name of the woman who runs Todd's bar? Darla.
Todd's daughter.
Yeah. I know that Darla still needed her plumbing done.
She looks at you.
It's not a euphemism.
Yeah. He looks at you like, what?
Not a euphemism.
They literally got a leak there I need to take care of. So I figure I should go take care of that. I'll get myself a little extra money. I recommend that you see if you have any. Was he like actually a cop before he became a private detective or something? Or am I remembering weird shit?
Yeah, he was a real cop.
Okay.
Not for long. But
Do you have any friends on the force who might be able to, like, I don't know, get you some information on?
Yeah.
Julian?
It's the guy from before, isn't it?
Joe,
yeah. Yeah, I know one guy.
All right. Well, I appreciate if you could drop me off back home. I can grab my tools and head on down to Todd's.
Yep. Want to meet up a little bit after dark?
Yeah, we can do that. Tell you what, I'm gonna have dinner at Linda's after this, and I'll just meet you out front after that.
All right.
There we go.
All right. So you drop off Doug at Doug's house.
Yep.
All right. So you drop off Doug, and then you're in the car with Layla, and she sits there and she goes, like, she's used to you making breakfast for her in the morning, not, and Linda saw her off to school.
Mm.
So outside of that, you probably owe Linda some thanks. But Layla is sitting there and she's talking your ear off about what happened in school today, and it's just so distant, like in the back of your mind.
Same responses I gave to him when I was looking around for the car camera.
Yeah.
Just, yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Yeah. But then she goes, and I aced my test, and I think it's because of the dream. It's kind of slipped in there as she's talking. But then she just kind of rolls over it.
She ever talked about weird dreams before?
Yeah, she always talks about, like, she has a hard time sleeping because she keeps dreaming about her mom.
Mm.
It's been happening for the past month.
Has she ever brought up how it helps her
No,
things?
this is the first time.
What dream, honey?
She goes, Mom was teaching me stuff, like she was a teacher. I had a dream I was in the class and Mom was teaching me, and it was everything that was on our test.
Like, spot on everything that was on the test.
No, not everything. We didn't cover anything about dinosaurs in the test, but everything else, yeah.
Oh, poor Adam. I try to remember back when I'm going to assume she's talked about it before, maybe in a little detail at times. Has she ever brought up anything weird about it before?
Just, it's always like she's doing motherly things in these dreams, making her breakfast, seeing that or making her lunch for school, driving her to school, teaching her stuff, cleaning up after her. It's always dreams about her being a mom. She's not scared of these dreams. It's just that when she dreams of her mom, she doesn't get as much rest in her sleep.
Mm. You're able to ask whatever questions you want in these dreams?
Yeah. Sometimes dreams are fuzzy, but for the most part, yeah.
You ever asked her where she was?
She shakes her head. I asked her when she's coming back. She said she's trying to get home.
Well, alrighty then. What else happened in your day?
She just goes on. It's a fucking tirade. Jesus Christ, yeah. Doug. We'll cut to you at Darla's place.
All right.
Everyone, describe Darla's home a little bit. What kind of house does she keep? Is she living with Todd, or does she have her own place?
Now I'm imagining that when she moved in, like, Todd moved upstairs.
Okay.
And there's kind of like a whole apartment there for him.
Yeah. But it's Todd's house?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me something else about it.
I think it could literally live on the second story of the house that got turned into the bar. I don't know. Whichever way you want.
Is that how you want to do it? It's at the bar?
Sure, they both live above the bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it's very clear that there's a kind of clash of living styles in this house. It's almost like half the house is this weird, dirty, kind of musky area.
Yeah. Probably filled with like 60s, like music posters, like all of Todd's like Glory Day stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other side's more much cleaner and filled with a broom with books and whatnot.
Okay. I like that. You moved in. Give me an intelligence and crafts roll with a +1 for your tools.
Crafts 8.
Feck, get out of my way, Discord.
Also, another thing is from the top of the bar, you can see, peeking out from the window, the Blythe residence.
Those rich bank assholes, or
Yeah, rich bank lady.
yeah, rich bank lady.
Assholes.
Bankers.
She's a tool.
Intelligence,
She's
crafts,
two assholes.
+1 for tools.
She is one, but she has one too.
Oh,
So she's
Counts
and
as
I'll
two.
spend I'll spend the whiskey power in my blood for an extra 3.
Whiskey!
Because this, I need the money. I need
12 successes.
2 and a reroll. 2 successes.
All right. You find that it was being backed up. See a lot of Todd's hair. They shared the one bathroom, but it was backed up with hair. It was a gross job, but I mean.
But it's easy. I'm not pulling parts out.
Yeah, it was a real easy job. Didn't require much. She sits there and Darla checks up on you. She brings you out a cold beer.
Oh, thanks.
Darla's a pretty young thing.
Mm-hmm.
Give me one physical description of Darla each.
Just long, lustrous blonde hair pulled back into like a ponytail.
All right.
She recently got contacts. So this is like the first time I've seen her without her glasses.
Okay. So she's staring up at you with those lovely green eyes and hands you the beer. It's cold to the touch.
Oh, thanks, darling.
And she goes, "Put your money on the table."
I appreciate that. Yeah, I wouldn't want to live without a bathroom sink either.
She goes, "So handy."
Oh yeah, it's so it's kept me alive all these years. Couldn't imagine how I'd get along if I had to hire a handyman for all the stuff around my house.
She walks over and kind of gives you this sort of look, and you're not sure how to interpret it. Or wits and empathy.
Wits 2 or 3? I think it's 3. Yeah, wits 3. Empathy, jack shit. I'm not spending a willpower on this. I got a success.
How many? 1?
1.
You can definitely tell in her eyes there's something smitten. Perhaps they're dilated and there's an emotion, some sort of emotional response tucked away. She's thinking about. What do you do? You're
probably gonna want to get a cage for that drain, so that hair stops falling in the piss trap, the bend in the pipe.
She smiles and she goes, "I'll have to tell Todd."
All right, you take care. I'll probably see you later tonight after dinner.
She nods. She goes, "I'll see you then. I'll see you at closing."
All right.
Till closing.
I awkwardly kind of walk my way out of the door.
How does your character feel right
Wait. 3, 4, 5. Come back in and get my toolbox, then leave again. Okay. The question was, how does my character?
Yeah. How does
money
that feel?
From the table?
What's that?
5 more seconds. Come back in, grab the money off the table. Yeah, I think that pretty well describes how he feels. He's a jumble of weird emotions.
Flustered.
Because, he likes Linda. She's a sweetheart. But Darla's been there for him a lot longer.
Yeah. A lot more alcohol.
That's true. She's got the hookup, too.
So you get your money and you go. What were you doing before? You were going to meet up with him at what point?
Night. Like after dinner and whatnot.
All right, so where are you eating at? Just make dinner.
At Linda's. I know what Linda's. I like the idea that we both just impose on her endlessly. She doesn't even know why she's going out of her way to help her boyfriend's ex-brother-in-law.
We're besties for life.
We are.
No, I'm eating at home.
Right.
I'm not going to head over to Linda's for that.
As you're sitting there, you're looking out, and you realize, what's your thought process right now? Where do you want to go tonight?
Before anything, after teaching or helping my little gal with math,
Yeah.
I gotta go to my office.
Okay.
Because someone's been in there.
All right. Roll intelligence investigation. Your Layla's put on some cartoons in the living room.
Back down to 4 willpower. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes.
Yep, really good. You search your office. There's no sign of anyone breaking in. There's no sign of someone tampering with any of your files. There's no sign of a presence existing in this office outside of your own. But as you're sitting there, alone in your office, you look out and you notice in a silver frame a picture that's always been there. But for now, it just triggers something in you. Something that's been perhaps tucked away, a memory that you don't indulge in as much. You see a picture of you, Joe, and Abigail, and Joe's wife, Laura. It's 4th of July. Tell me something about the picture. How long ago was this picture taken?
I mean, what, at least 5 years? That's when she went missing.
When did when did the city
she's
create?
pregnant with Layla.
I like that. Okay.
No, I'm gonna say that in the picture, he just noticed that Abigail isn't really looking at the camera. She kind of looks like she's looking past it.
Yep. Okay. So you're sitting there. It's Joe's place. The whole neighborhood seems here. Do you want to play as Abigail?
Sure.
A little thing about Abigail, she's kind of keeps to herself. She's out and about. Where did you guys meet?
I'm in high school.
Okay, so she's always been she's been a popular girl most of her life, but she's like the most antisocial popular girl there is. People want to know her, get with her.
People mistake her distance for just coolness.
Yeah, but when you get to know her on an intimate level, there's a warmth there that you don't get with the superficiality of most of the popular elite. And that's probably why she was drawn to you in the first place. You were always kind of the pipsqueak, and now one of the hottest girls in the school is with you. So here you are. You just landed on the force. You and Joe have been partners for 5 weeks, and you and Joe have hit it off. Abigail, you don't really want to be here, but you're nice, you're kind, and you're doing this for your husband.
Yep.
You can hear music off in the distance, people talking, food, paper plates. Joe sitting there at the grill, cooking burgers.
So we just got. I'm gonna be like, slowly. Abigail slowly becomes dog.
Abigail looks up. Let me check you. She's tired, right?
She sits there. There's like this moment of silence at the table, and she just trying to figure out what to say. So we got the ultrasound last week.
Laura looks at you and says, "What is it, boy or a girl?"
Oh, we don't want to know that yet.
Where's your head at this moment?
You're kind of just taking in everything. You know, everything's working out. Everything's going great. It's kind of just,
enjoying
relaxing, enjoying it. Yeah, enjoying life.
Joe comes up with a beer. He goes, "Hot dogs or burgers?"
I'm feeling burgers.
All right, we'll burger you up. He sits there and he smiles and he goes, "Can you believe it? Got the whole world at our fingertips. Beautiful wife, beautiful homes. You got a bun in the oven."
Yeah, everything worked out. Everything worked out.
Got to appreciate these moments.
Yeah, I hope they never end.
Yeah. You look over and you see Abigail talking with Laura, but then Abigail just sort of looks away, as if she's staring at something. You look to see what she's looking at, and there's just nothing there.
Excuse me, 1 second.
Joe goes, "Yeah, burger be done pretty soon.
All right.
You're gonna have to get in line though." And you see more people from the neighborhood The Blythes are here. You see the Crowlers, a number of other people. Todd is here.
Super squeaky clean Skeet before he got his meth habit.
Back,
just came out of IT.
still
Boy Scout Skeet.
Still trying to be a teacher at this point.
Yeah.
That's his aspiration.
And they're sitting there. So you're going over to Abigail. Abigail, you can't rightly explain.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't know how to explain it to him. The words aren't there. Usually you just keep it to yourself. He arrives.
Everything all right?
Oh yeah. Are the burgers ready?
Not yet, but soon.
Yeah, I think I'm feeling a little dizzy. I think the baby's hungry.
Maybe the baby lying.
I get down. I take the baby in for interrogation.
Start waterboarding it.
You're lying, baby. Boo, 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 boo.
Expert doubt. Stop lying. So, yeah, are you trying to read her?
No, he trusts her, but it kind of feels like it's more than that. Why would you just sort of stare off in the middle of nothingness?
Yeah.
You sure that's all it is?
Oh, yeah, it's you know how weird pregnant women can be.
Look at her with my dead eyes.
Remember last night? God damn!
narrow.
I feel like you're getting ready to interrogate me in real life right now with that look. I wish you folks in podcast land could see that look that he's giving me right now.
It's almost as manic as the amphitheater look. Like the amphitheater look was the most horrifying.
Whenever I hit something I don't understand, I go into panic mode.
So, Joe comes back. Burgers for the two of you. Hands you your beer.
Dude, just a great guy.
He goes. Laura's with him, and you see another guy from the precinct goes, "Hey guys, how about a picture?"
Yeah, sure. That sounds good. You all right?
Oh, of course.
You guys get together. You're smiling, and then the flash. You're back in your office. You don't remember her being on. You have a eidetic memory, don't you? You don't remember her being that way.
That's not a normal thing for me to do.
Yeah.
I get out of my. I probably have a big bunch of pictures. I take pictures, for a living nowadays. Probably had a habit for it back then. And yeah, I'm any of the ones with Abigail I can start going through, see if anything else sparks a memory.
Okay.
Anything weird.
And you just start sorting through
Pictures.
your old pictures from back in the day.
Yep.
You come across one of the old withered news clippings stowed away. Man exonerated for wife's missing, or for wife's disappearance. Before things got pretty nasty when she first went missing, there was a lot of shade thrown your way. A lot of people thought you kidnapped her or did something with her. It's probably half the reason why you weren't top of your game. You were dodging the press, you were dodging fellow police officers, you were taken off the case because you were too close to it. A conflict of interest.
And that right there is probably what inevitably got me to leave the force.
Yeah.
So they couldn't reprimand me for something if I wasn't under their employment.
Right. But sorting through, you don't find any other, just pictures of her. Roll resolving composure.
Yep, but
let's say -1.
Make sure I got the math right.
Meanwhile,
Alright. Food die, Nope.
you feel you feel a strong emotion as you look at these old pictures. What is that emotion?
Like, probably sadness. I'm sad. You know, everything that's happened, and now I'm kind of just looking back on.
It's almost like you
things that are
forgot what she
shitty.
looks like. Just the idea, because you haven't seen her in so long.
Yeah.
Just pictures. I mean, all you have are pictures. A picture is it's not the same as her being there.
Look into the eyes. Yeah, and then after that and whatnot, probably takes a while, collect myself and make dinner for Layla. And,
Is it Layla or Layla?
Well, it's Layla. I fucking messed it up myself.
Cut over to you and Linda.
Okay.
You're sitting there. Linda looks tired. She said she's made Kraft macaroni and cheese. She put some tuna chunks in there. And you guys are sitting there eating at the table. And she just probably hit the hay after this. I didn't get much sleep.
All right, I'm sorry about that, but thank you so much for looking after Layla last night.
She nods. She goes, I know you guys are enduring a lot with Abigail's missing. You're for sure you saw her? Are you for sure?
She looked me right in the face. It couldn't have been anyone else but her. She reacted to her name and everything.
What could it? Who would do that? Would he have any enemies? Do you have any enemies?
He didn't work on the force long enough. I wouldn't think so. And I mean, there's the one guy Deb hired. I dropped a nail gun on his foot once. That's about the only thing I could think of.
She stabs a fork full of mac and cheese. She looks really tired then, and I mean like beaten down. She looks almost broken. This is in comparison to Darla. Youth and vigor subsists.
Mm-hmm.
Linda, she just looks worn. What do you want out of this scene?
Just a connection, really. I don't know.
Want her to just drop her kind of hard exterior?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
She looks up at you from her food and she goes, "The fuck are you looking at?"
Linda, I know we're barely treading water right now, but ever think about the future?
What do you mean?
Well, it's just, I don't know. I shouldn't let it get into my head. I know that, but Deb's getting married now. And
Deb's getting you saw.
yeah, she was apparently in town. Apparently, we're invited to the wedding.
Oh, lovely.
I saw her just earlier today before.
You're not gonna go, are you?
I don't know. I mean,
It'll rub it in your face.
I guess she's not holding on to the past, and yet she kind of wants me to. I think I really do need to focus on what I'm going to do with my life.
And what are you gonna do?
Well,
You've been sitting in a pool of your own stink for the last 5 years.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't know.
Well,
I
if you're gonna do something, you gotta put the bottle down and do it.
I know.
Every once in a while you get like this. You talk about change. You talk about moving forward, but
And I never do it. Yes, I've heard this. But I mean, today I did Darla's plumbing I helped Darla with a plumbing problem. That still doesn't sound right. I cleaned out her pipe, goddammit.
I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe I should start a business. Get business cards made. You know anyone who does business cards?
Nope.
Shit. I mean, maybe paint my name on the side of my truck and my number so people know that I do odd jobs, and maybe there's a business in that for me.
You are handy. She says it almost as if like she's relenting a point, like as if like you talking like this is just annoying her, and she gets kind of sullenly quiet.
Linda, you're right. I mean, here I am. We're trying to enjoy a nice dinner, and I'm just talking about work when work's the last thing you want to hear about. Point is, I got some money for that plumbing job. Maybe we should catch a movie this weekend. I hear RoboCop's playing.
Roll your wits and roll your manipulation and persuasion.
Okay, I think
I'll give you a +1.
I'm rolling a social skill I actually have. That sounds stupid.
You think I'm dumb? You think I'm stupid?
Why are you asking all the questions? So manipulation and persuasion.
Yep.
Persuasion
So 3
is a
dice.
specialty in convincing people to go see Roll.
That willpower just happened. Oh, look at that. What? More dice. Where are they coming from? I don't know. One success.
It will be a critical failure anyway.
She just kind of looks at you and she goes, I gotta work.
All right. Well.
She goes, I can't. Doug, I have to.
Don't you give the sad puppy squeak. That's mine. This is my moment. This is my sad.
I have to work.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like I have to work for both of us.
I'm trying, baby. I am. Like I said, I made $200 today. All right.
Okay. That's pretty good.
That's insanely good. Holy shit.
You know what? I'll go see RoboCop. I'll call off. Make a day of it.
All right.
She smiles at you, and it's genuine. It's a warm thing. It's very rare because she always straddles the line between irritation and.
Yeah, she warmed up when she heard $200. That's what's up.
After dinner, the two of you meet back up. Where do you guys meet up at?
We were just supposed to meet right out front. Like, we didn't really make that plan.
Yeah,
just out front of Linda's.
Out front of Linda's.
All right. You pull up with your car. Who do you have watching Layla?
I knew you were
You
gonna
said Julian.
I call
He
him
seemed
up.
trustworthy.
I'm like, look, I know you don't want to hurt a kid. Yeah, I know. You're a psychopath. So yeah, watch my daughter.
My friend just made $200.
Yeah,
You
my
wanna-
friend just made $200. I'll pay
He
you.
warms up right away.
Go ahead and
You just promise all my plumbing money to this guy.
Who do I know well enough to watch her?
You can leave room with Mrs. Blythe.
Sure, I know Mrs. Blythe.
Do you know Mrs. Blythe?
Yeah.
She's an old lady. She doesn't really have much to occupy her time. You explain to her. She looks at you.
Gravity.
She goes, you're a private eye, aren't you?
Oh, that I am?
She goes, I may have to hire you for a case. I don't trust that house over there. And across the street, you can see it's a house for sale. She just sort of sneers at it. It's very tackily painted.
Well, what are your concerns?
Sometimes I feel like I'm being watched from that house. Now, Mrs. Blythe is known to be
little
kind
crazy.
of a little kook, a bit of a kook, a little bit of a cookie.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll look into it for you.
Very well. I'm not doing it for free. So have that be our payment.
check into that.
Of course, you got it.
You don't have to do it now, but I do expect this.
But do it now.
Do it now, immediately. So, yeah, you have a weird conversation with her.
Agree to investigate an empty house.
Yeah. But outside of that, Adam, you are with Doug, and the two of you are back in the saddle again.
Oh, back in the saddle.
Oh.
How's Doug feeling after that conversation with Linda?
A little better. He's probably still he still feels how rocky everything is, but
Yeah.
you know, at least he has a handhold in
Yeah.
this. Like,
How does Adam feel about his discovery or that memory?
Life is a lie.
Life is a lie?
I like how you always go to the most extreme. Like, maybe I've been misremembering that. Or maybe it's the Mandela effect.
How about the world's a stage, and that stage happens to exist on an amphitheater.
No, he's concerned that he's misremembering things now, or even the fact that he usually catches everything in his environment.
Yeah.
And the fact that he just never caught on to that photo until he looked for something strange.
Yeah.
Makes him concerned, but he's
Like your eyes are open to a whole new phenomenon.
Probably scrutinized that photo 1,000 times.
fucking brought it. No.
You also have that old photo of the photo of the young Abigail in front of that tenement.
With all those gangsters.
Well, the gangsters weren't in the photo.
Oh, they're everywhere.
But she was in front of the
Yeah, she was in front of
A tenement, yeah.
tenement building.
the oddly exactly the same tenement building.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wipe dirt on it, and you know what's gonna happen? I'll explode.
It's like the dirtiest building in the city. And you send it to critical mass.
But no, beyond the concern and curiosity of that, it's kind of freaking out.
Yeah.
Because that, Julian literally confirmed he knows where Abigail is, or knows who has her.
And how does that make you feel about Julian? What has to be done about him?
Think these hit him with a car things were a joke. You just wait.
All right. So what do you guys do? You guys are in the car.
So we know something. We know who has her.
Do we know where to find him?
I have an idea, at least.
That tenement?
Nah, the turnoff in the middle of the
That's true.
the middle of nowhere. Why else would they be out that way?
All right, but things get dicey. You're the only one with a gun.
Do you have a gun?
Probably.
We might want to.
Let's see. Let me check my firearm score. Bad news.
What is it? Is it 0?
Here's what I can do for you. I can drive,
Okay.
athletics,
All right.
larceny, and
Yeah.
stealth. Those are my top 2.
You named off more than 2 though.
I'm a master.
Math is not one of his top 2.
Which is
That's
fine.
why he has math dad.
Well, that's my physical stats. And academics too, with a specialty in mathematics.
Oh wow.
Do you have mathematics as your?
Yeah, it's literally my specialty.
That's fantastic.
This is problematic. All right.
I can hit them with 2 empathy.
Look, Adam.
Yep.
I really think we should arm ourselves first with the finest armaments allowed by this fine country's Second Amendment. Cut to the Walmart sporting goods section. I also need to not spend all my money because I did promise Linda I'd take her out to the movie this weekend.
Don't worry, Doug. I'm cover it.
What's your resources?
Huh. What is resource? It's a mirror, right?
Yep.
God damn it.
I'm going into debt for this.
Are you broke?
I'm a private eye, and everyone apparently hates me. Of course I'm broke.
So you get to the Walmart and you stare at the guns you can never have.
Larceny. You gotta take them back.
Go!
Fucking call him the SWAT. I call him Joe.
I look at the cheapest thing. I
Look
look
at switchblades.
I look at the cheapest thing. It's like a little .22 varmint rifle. I look at the next cheapest thing.
It's a Nerf gun. Nerf for nothing.
Yeah,
I get a nice deer rifle and a box of shells.
All right.
And
That's what you spend your money on?
Yep.
Okay.
Fuck Linda. I am RoboCop.
You know, this next experience I get, going straight into resources.
I do have a dot in resources too. I assume I assume that the money from Darla just kind of functions as a temporary dot.
Yep.
Okay.
And you'd spend it on the gun.
Okay.
Oh,
I could scrounge up more money by Saturday for RoboCop. Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll drink that away, but
Nice switchblade, you know, nothing too expensive. Just.
Let's talk about nice. The spring's a little bad.
It's a crappy knife.
Yeah.
But it's better than
Not
my
even that
fists.
sharp. But yeah, okay, so you guys load up at Walmart.
Ready for combat.
And you head out with your deer rifle.
See, what's my weapon skill? It's
Alright.
0.
got a special
How do you feel about him wanting to get a gun?
I am both surprised and I find it very reasonable.
How do you feel about the prospect of hurting someone with a gun versus hitting them with a tire iron?
I'd rather not, but if it comes to it, Julian is very large.
Okay.
Very iron proof.
Tire iron proof.
Nothing's tire iron proof.
So, you're back in the car, or you're gonna head out towards the desert. Do you guys talk at all about your day, about what you guys think's gonna happen, about the memories you
Tell
had?
another dirty joke.
Good.
No. Yeah, I can't think of one right now, but you ready for this?
No.
You think that Abigail is going to be there?
Who's driving?
Not the alcoholic.
Probably me. I wouldn't let him drive my car. Nah.
I was talking about
Hope
getting
so.
a car of my own last session, and then I spent all my money on guns and RoboCop. So whatever.
Fucking broke.
All right, so you cut across the desert where the turnoff, and now it's night, and you can see the stars above, and you notice off in the distance, you can see the silhouette of something just sitting there, still in the night.
Into something.
The shape of it is large, very large.
You see that?
Do I?
Yeah.
Something out in the road?
This is not in the road. You guys went off the road.
Oh, that's right. Something
guys
off
are-
the road?
Turn on my brights.
As you get closer, the thing gets larger, and you realize that looks like a car.
Turn it off. Like a dim.
The car is not moving. In fact, the car looks completely destroyed.
The hell is that?
Looks like something happened to him. Something. What happened to this car? What does it look like happened?
You roll intelligence and investigation. You roll intelligence and craft.
I can't. He took all the dice.
Let's investigate.
1.
1,
2.
2.
2 clues.
You can ask me. This is what I'll tell you up front.
You can see tire tracks, treads of a smaller vehicle that went through the desert from this spot. From the looks of it, it was following in the wake of another, or the larger vehicle was following this one. You notice that it looks like parts of this car have been disassembled. The vehicle's large, looks like it used to be a van.
You said destroyed. Does it look like it actually been an accident?
It looks like as though it's been torched.
Hell?
Torched and smashed up.
Someone cannibalized this car for parts and then destroyed everything they didn't take.
It looks like they drove off that way.
Does the overall silhouette of this car, this van, does it look like it could have been the Aerostar?
It's very possible, yes.
Keep an eye on me. I'm gonna get a closer look.
What kind of tires are on it? Are there any tires left?
No.
Oh, that's right. They'd probably be melted. Oh yeah, melted or looted. Which looted.
Keep an eye on me. I'm gonna get a closer look.
All right.
Got my little flashlight.
Hold my rifle like a security blanket.
You peer through. Go ahead and ask me a question. You asked me 2 questions.
Anything of note left behind? Anything that wasn't burned?
I wasn't burned?
Yeah. Anything that survived the fire in the glove box?
When you go inside, looking around the car, you can find what looks to be an old, discarded, like burnt up bag of M&Ms and a torched up newspaper. The newspaper is kind of like a rotted brownish, blackish color. But one thing survives. It says 1982.
What was the date and game?
Right now it's like 1987.
This is clearly very old. There's no headlines or anything that survived on it? Or
No.
words?
It looks like there's a picture, but it's very difficult to make out its definition.
Does it have the full date on it, or is it just the year?
Roll intelligence and academics.
2.
It's a picture of you.
Same picture of me being released?
No, flashback. Your lawyer looks to you and he says, all right, just so you know, if they ask anything too pressing or too damning, just say no comment. All right?
Sure, but you know I didn't do this.
Whether you did or didn't. If the question is too incriminating and we have no evidence to prove the contrary, say no comment. All right? And I need you.
It won't be necessary, but all right.
All right. He takes in a breath. And he says, this will help you. They got to know that you're one of the good guys, all right? You're one of the good guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Okay. You step out to your lawn and you see a number of like local media waiting outside with cameras and microphones. Do you want to play as a reporter, one of the reporters?
Sure.
Or part of a group of reporters? You step up to say some words about the disappearance of your wife.
Oh, Lord. Do I know anything about how it happened, or am I completely blank?
It's completely blank. She was supposed to come home from the grocery store. She never came home.
All right. So yeah, I come up and I look around for a minute. I'm like, well, we all know why we're here having this discussion. And
Where were you on the night she disappeared?
my home.
Is there any alibi? Anyone that can corroborate that?
How old would my daughter be at this point?
2.
No comment.
No comment.
I was taking care of my daughter. Unfortunately, no, there's no one here.
Is it true that you and your wife were having problems?
No, it was not. We're completely fine. More importantly, though, I want to say, I don't know. You know, I kind of walk around. I don't know why this happened, but, you know, if you guys can get out the word, I want to make it clear that I'm pleading with whoever took her. Just bring her back.
Roll your presence and expression.
Willpower. Past willpower.
Past willpower.
3.
3. Roll your resolve exposure. Oh, -2. Actually, reroll it.
Crit fail.
Crit fail. As you plead, a heavy emotion hits you. Emotion that's probably the heaviest that you've felt. A visceral feeling. What is that feeling? Describe it to me.
Kind of, hopelessness. It's like
Impotence.
yeah, it's the realization that someone's taken my whole world. The only thing I can do is beg them to show some humanity,
Mercy.
and just give her back.
You feel lights flash as they take pictures of your weeping, crying form.
Yeah, I'd go back inside.
I mean, crying was probably a good way to get them to stop asking questions, because then they just want footage of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go back inside.
And that's what the picture is. You breaking down emotionally in front of all of these cameras.
I should keep this. Don't want to, but I should keep this. Pocket it, kind of slowly, hesitation with it.
You also find a Newport cigarette pack.
Okay.
Still cellophane, like wrappers. Looks a little burnt up, but you can tell it's Newports.
Yeah. Alright. Take a fucking mental picture of that and
Alright.
let's be honest, they probably touched the shit out of this. Any hope of fingerprints is probably on this, but then again, I don't think they're fucking fingerprints. Were there?
What?
Fingerprint testing and whatnot around back then? At that time?
Yeah, but it was very
Rudimentary?
yeah.
Still got hope, so take it.
Take what? Okay, the Newports.
Yeah.
Any other? You have one more question.
How long ago does this look like this was done? Is there any way to know?
Looks like it happened. Looks like it happened early this morning. There's still a smoldering heat to it.
Okay. And at that point, I head back to the car. Take the Newports.
You're holding your sentry. Roll wits and composure.
Fucking possum.
Happy fly, that's one success.
While he's in the car, you're looking off in the distance into the desert, and it's just darkness. Like a tinged darkness, where you could just kind of make out like the shape of a cacti or something like that. Until all of a sudden a inky blot takes the center of your vision, and it begins moving towards you. The blot begins to grow as time.
Adam, start the car! I'm getting in the car.
This is while Adam is checking through the. So you're telling him to.
Yeah, Adam, get in the car. We gotta go. We're leaving. We're going.
I'm head back to the car. Is there any reason to?
You don't know. You don't see what he's talking about.
I rush back in.
As he's getting in the car, I'm reaching over. I turn the ignition over and I flip the headlights on.
All right.
But
It's coming from the other direction, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fuck.
so the option is to drive forward.
Right.
Put them on dim, and is there a reason?
Because of that thing, I point in the direction that the blob of doom is coming from.
You point towards that direction, and you don't see it.
Because of what thing?
But it doesn't look like, from your estimation, you're positive it was there. In the blink of an eye in which you probably looked away to look at him, it's hiding somewhere. It's got to be hiding somewhere.
What the hell? It was just there.
It might be hiding behind a dune. Could be hiding in one of the shadows. But you know that there's something. You're positive something was out there.
What was like a car? Was a car out there? What?
Shit, there was something. I don't know. It was moving through the desert. Did it look like a car? It looked like probably some living thing. Like,
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I saw something out there.
What do you want to do about it?
I don't know.
Look for it. You want to?
I feel safer in the car though. I like the car. Can we stay in the car?
I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah, but him acting this way might freak you out.
This is not good. This is like my amphitheater moment.
Yeah. But for him?
Do
Yeah.
you want to drive around a little more? Maybe see if there are any buildings out here or anything?
Sure.
Do we still have that other set of tracks to follow?
Yeah.
Yes, follow those tire tracks?
Okay.
I'll keep an eye out, but there's something out there watching us.
If it's watching us, I can look for it. Where did you see it last?
It was right out on the horizon out that way. And now it's back and it's just staring right in the window.
It's on the car, peeking in. You turn your head and you see it in your fucking passenger seat window.
I tell you, this is freaking me out.
It's impossible.
It's creative.
You're a detective. Do you think it would be better to see what's stalking around out there, or should we follow those tire tracks?
All right. What makes you think it was watching us?
It's definitely moving toward us. I mean, maybe it was just an animal, and it just happened to be moseying in, but
Yeah, roughly around human sized.
maybe around human sized.
There was no break in its run.
Did it look
There was
like a person?
very difficult to tell, but yeah, vaguely.
Like somebody's
Not a
out
person.
here in the desert stranded, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah, at that point, I look. Could be her running off again or someone else that they caught. So yeah.
I mean, that's a good
Try
point.
around.
Maybe someone needs help.
Roll intelligence and wisdom. Or derp. Composure. Thank you.
Is this
Wits and composure, my bad.
Alright, I was about to say, is this a perception thing?
Yeah, and if do any of you have survival?
I should. Let me make sure. Yeah, I have survival too.
Roll your intelligence and survival.
Almost roll for the night. That's fucking abysmal.
Your die pool's just gonna get smaller and smaller.
Fuck. Roll for the night.
What do you get? You get anything?
I got a success.
2, 3, it's better.
Gonna hang on to my remaining willpower in case there's a fight.
4 successes.
4?
Would make sense for willpowers anyway. All right.
You realize that anything out there in this area is like mostly reptiles that live out in the desert.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing going to be that big or upright at all.
Yeah, out here. And the way that the thing moved would suggest it wasn't a critter. It moved like it was a bipedal person.
Okay.
You find a single pair of, like, with the lights turned on, it looks as though there was tracks in the sand, but they just abruptly
go away. And the tracks are awkward and long in the sense of how their stride was moving.
Like it was crawling on him.
Fucking boars.
It looked like crawling in the air. One could theoretically make that assertion. Take pictures of the...
You know what this could be? Don't look like a normal person.
Long feet.
Not long feet, long stride.
Long stride.
There's some awkwardly long legs. How far apart are the tracks?
They're probably about 3 feet apart.
Yeah, those are real long legs. I look up.
You see, he's smart. Nobody ever looks up. But
The moon winks at you.
You son of a... Give me the rifle!
You shoot the
Oh,
moon.
It's Matt's moon!
And blood starts pouring out.
onto
I
a
warned
knife.
you once.
I fucking shot. The moon says.
Fuck with me again. Ain't gonna be the only time.
Please pull a bullet out. I'm dying.
Fucking shoot you again. You pushed me too far.
So what
You look up into the
the hell
stars.
is this?
And for a minute, it looks as though one of the stars winks at you. Like blinks in and blinks out.
I don't know how powerful
Roll
it's
intelligence. Roll intelligence and composure. Intelligence.
Interesting combination.
Strange combination. I have a brain. I don't know what I'm rolling for either.
+2 with your eidetic memory.
Oh, trying to remember something.
2.
That makes sense now.
Wait, is this something recent?
No.
Alright, okay.
You're sitting there up there on the roof with Abigail, and you're looking out at the stars. And she points at one and says, "That one's ours." They, okay. It's hard to tell which fiery burning gas up in this,
Yeah.
is,
What was ours, but sure, yeah, I'll go with it.
but that memory just comes to you for some reason.
Don't ask me why, but we're gonna go that way. And I drive
Okay.
towards our star.
This is weird. Burned out van. And now we got, I don't know, goddamn Wilt Chamberlain following us around the desert.
We got something that crawls on air. Just like that man
Yeah.
said.
I'm telling you, this is all, everything about this just doesn't seem right.
It's like something out of a book or something.
Yeah. Hey,
Story.
you've been to some of our family holidays. You ever meet Uncle Ted?
Really?
No.
No, I don't think I ever did.
Well, I guess he was actually my dad's cousin, but he lives out in Kentucky, out in Christian County. He used to tell me a story about this farm family out there in Hopkinsville. One night, they had a bunch of weird little men, like you hear about in the UFO stories. They just showed up, and they kept coming out of the woods, and just stalking around their house. Never tried to come in, never tried to mess with them, or just stared at them and just messed with them all night. And I used to brush that story off, thinking it was obviously something people made up for attention. But the more times I heard it, the more I started thinking that maybe it was true. And I'm not saying that there are any Hopkinsville goblins stalking around the desert here, but I'm just saying maybe there is something going on here that's bigger or stranger in the world we're used to,
You know, a lot of unexplainable things have been happening lately. A lot of things seem bigger than me and you. I don't know. That sounds a little far-fetched.
I mean, like I said,
monster running around here.
I don't think it's spaceman, but I'm just saying.
You keep driving until you see a solitary pillar, like no more the size of 13 feet, 12 feet, around there, long. Seems to jut out from the desert.
You ever heard of this?
As you grow closer, it looks like an outhouse.
I'm looking around.
There's a moment of complete disquiet here. There's something that emanates from this place. There is a feeling of utter anxiety that comes out in waves. It's that sort of feeling that you get when you see a dog that you're not sure is one of those kind dogs. The kind of dog that you're not sure will bite you or not. A predatory thing, a primal thing, comes out in waves. Unlike the dog, though, there's no question as to if it'll bite you or not. You're positive it'll bite you.
You feeling that?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
We didn't come this far just to turn back because we're scared.
Okay.
I'm supposed to be the brave one, but I've psyched myself out with these stories.
You psyched yourself out, but you've given me a confidence because you want to go in.
All
So
right.
my confidence hinges directly off you.
Pop the door. Get my rifle ready.
Get out. Very slowly, looking around, making sure no long striding creatures around or people or cars.
Adam,
Yeah.
The place has gotten impossibly dark.
I may have forgotten to tell you part of that story.
Are you sure this is the best time for this?
Little green man. Guns didn't work on him. I try to boost his confidence by stepping forward.
Alright, you step forward. It gets darker and darker as you move towards this outhouse.
Does the flashlight seem to have any effect?
Yes.
Ah, you fucking nerd.
But it was to the point where at one time you could see into the distance of the dark.
All of a sudden it's suddenly
Yeah.
pitch black.
Almost as, and when you look up, the sky is cloudy. The stars.
I don't know. There's a
Blotted out.
drastic change in the weather.
God damn it, if we hit bedrock,
Bedrock.
Minecraft, don't worry about it. Anyway,
You keep moving. You can hear something scratching inside of that outhouse. Something carving, moving.
I level my gun toward the door of the outhouse, and I give him the head gesture. I'm holding the gun. I need you to pull the door open.
I don't like this.
I don't like it either.
Nothing
Just
goes-
think about Abigail. Keep Abigail in the front of your mind.
Okay.
Roll resolving composure -2.
Why did you have to say that?
That's right.
Yeah.
One.
Hey.
One.
Hey. Your hand reaches out towards the door, and as it grows closer towards it, a primal sensation enters your mind. And your heart starts to beat, and it's to the point like, have you ever had a panic attack? Like you, Ian, the anxiety of a panic attack? That is what you're feeling. You feel like you're having a heart attack. Like you need to go to the hospital. You need to leave. You might die if you stay here. Do you keep reaching for the door, or do you risk death?
If I reach towards this door. Hey, maybe it's Abigail. Yeah, I'll reach towards the door.
You grip onto the handle, and you can feel the mechanism of the door is light. Like all it takes is just a small ounce of power to pull it open. Do you pull it open? Every bit of you is screaming for you to stop. Every fiber, every particle of your being thinks this is a bad idea.
Don't listen to the irrational side of your brain. That's just lunacy talking.
Put down the flashlight while it's on so it shines on the door. Open and run.
You open and run?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you immediately stagger back. Give me a dex in athletics. -2. You slip and you fall, but you don't hurt yourself. You land relatively okay, and one of the reasons why, when you scattered back away from him, you feel like you landed in a footprint. AKA, you lost your footing because you stepped into a footprint. When the door opens with his flashlight lit into it, you can see inside. From the looks of it, the outhouse looks like there's a humanoid form inside of it. The light, the way that the shadows bend, it's very difficult to tell anything about this form, but it is definitely rigid and unmoving.
Come on with your hands up.
Scoot. Footprints. There's footprints.
I know there's footprints. We followed the footprints.
No, we didn't. We followed the stars.
Fuck!
I'm going towards the car.
You move towards the car. Once you get away from that, the anxiety starts to deplete. And then you feel complete safety inside the car if you go in.
Oh, I go in.
You stay outside.
I turn on my brights.
The brights illuminated further down. You can see what looks to be Abigail's clothes on a rigid body. You need to get closer if you want to be able to confirm anything. But that's definitely an outfit Abigail wore.
Stepping closer.
I assume I also, with my brilliant eyes.
Give me wits and composure -3.
Is this a perception thing?
Yeah. You see the outfit, and that is the exact same outfit she wore the day she was missing.
Minus a small piece from the park.
Yes.
At least.
Get out. Keep the door open when I get out.
Yeah.
Abigail, is that you?
There's no reply.
Get a little closer. At least to where he is. Close to him.
Alright. Alright, I still got the gun in case it's some crazy cannibal or something. If you want to go toward take a look. No, that's stupid. I'll just end up shooting you. I'll go forward.
You move forward and you can see, once your head peeks in, a dummy made out of straw, created in the likeness of Abigail. The rough likeness. It's wearing Abigail's clothes, and it just sort of seems propped up.
It's just a dummy. You want to come
Or check in the car.
Okay. You're taking the dummy and taking it to the car?
No, I get back in the car.
Okay, you get back in the car. Alright.
Get in the car. I'm moving around for an ambush.
There's a necklace on the dummy.
I grab it. Found a necklace.
Get in the car, Doug.
Give me a wits and composure -2.
Jesus, Mary, Joseph. Nope.
You feel something rush you, slam into you. You watch as whatever that dummy was, it collides with him, as if it was thrown out from the outhouse It lands on top of you, but it holds you down with a weight unseen.
Honk.
You honk. You hear the blaring noise as this thing, you can start feeling it writhe on top of you. Take 2 bashing as you go flying to the floor, knocked to the ground. The form...
No, I assumed someone threw it.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I honked to try to shake it.
Do you push, try to get this thing off you? Right now your gun is pressed to your chest.
Seems like a good handlebar to use to push this thing off.
All right. Give me a strength and stamina.
Strength and stamina. Oh, that's even better. That shit. Willpower. So,
Jesus
so
Christ!
8.
I didn't realize
Fuck.
this is
I didn't-
impossible.
I didn't realize you were a god.
9 successes.
What the fuck? This,
Well,
I
The
would-
lizard brain takes over.
what the fuck did I just witness?
There is no Doug. There is only Ares.
Got a tire Aries.
what the fuck?
With a sheer amount of tire pressure, you send them. No, with a surge of adrenaline unseen in your entire life, you launch this thing off of you, and it goes hurtling into the darkness, away from sight, away from the cutting lights of your car. As the thing propels, you don't hear it hit the ground. It should have hit the ground.
I'd pull closer and, kind of so that the driver's door is on his side.
So the driver's door.
Oh, wait, no, the
Passenger door would be better, yes.
Open it and shove it open.
Get off my lap, baby girl!
Shove the door open. Get
Nope.
in the car, Doug!
You don't need to tell me twice. I'm in the car.
You jump into the car and you start driving.
What the hell just happened?
I think that was probably what we saw. What I saw. Shit, it was like lightning.
It looked like a mannequin, right? Like a straw doll.
Yeah.
It didn't even look like
The
a
way
person.
it didn't move. It didn't look like it lurched at him or jumped at him. It just looked like almost as if it was thrown at him. Like there was nothing there that would propel it.
Yeah.
What the hell? Straw dolls don't just get up and try to kill people.
What is that place?
I don't know, but obviously it has something to do with Abigail.
Pull the car, stop us for a good distance away. What do you want to do?
This isn't just about gangbangers and meth heads anymore. I think we need to find someone who knows things about weird cults or
Straw dolls?
straw dolls. I don't know. Where do we even begin trying to learn how to fight whatever the hell this is?
Go to the library, man. There's books on it. I don't know.
I guess. I mean, last time I was in the library, it's because it's the last place parents would look for me when I wanted to take a girl somewhere.
Doug, I don't know what to... How am I supposed to react to that? That wasn't human.
I don't know, but we need to stop letting them lead us around, or we're just going to keep running into more of that.
Well, the park has to mean something, right? And footprints, crawling on there and whatnot. Maybe the homeless man was right. Maybe it stays in the park, looks around. Now, something was definitely weird about that amphitheater. Had to clean it.
I had to clean it too.
Viewers,
All right.
just for reference, I just had the biggest smile on my face.
I admit there is something strange at that park. And the way people have been talking, it sounds like it's caught right up in the middle of all this.
But how did Julian even know we were on him?
I don't know. maybe Skeet talked to him.
So what? He assumed he'd show his face because we were interested in a park?
Well, I guess that's the closest thing we have to a lead. Let's go talk to the Aldriches.
All right, so let's actually the clues that you guys have right now. So let's look. You have the apartment tenement building that you didn't really fully investigate. You have the Aldriches. How do you guys feel right now? How do both your characters feel?
Confused and anxious and worried.
Okay.
Let's see. Like we said,
Why
he just
did-
admitted to me that he had to clean the amphitheater too.
Did he?
Yeah.
Remember, like hours later?
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
Actually,
But you weren't sure if that was a dream or not.
A possible thing that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, is more of a clue than we've got anywhere
fair.
else.
That's fair.
And yeah, Skeet definitely seemed to know more than we got a chance to ask him.
Right.
not only that, but we talked about how the park, the homeless guy said something that crawls on air, kind of hunted, prowled the grounds on certain nights. So that's a clue we have to go off of.
Yep.
Did you ever get a chance to talk to Joe?
No,
Nope.
not yet.
Alright, so that's another...
Talking with Joe,
That's a
finding
good
out
one.
who Julian is. See if he has a criminal record.
At the very least, Adam has a clue that Abigail's giving signs to him somehow, even if it's real fucking weird.
Got a theory.
You know, it kind of, you know, it feels like she's definitely giving him signs, you know. The star blinking out and leading him to that outhouse, which happened to have her clothes and her necklace on some weird monster doll. Apparently visiting her daughter in the dreams, and, you know, suddenly, you know, memories coming back when looking at pictures of her. Even though she was apparently looking past that, that's something else we can do. And either kind of investigate where that fairground went off, or investigate what she might have been looking at. Well, we're stopped in the middle of the desert right now, and another clue we have is
The tire
tire
tracks.
tracks.
Did we take a moment to look at the necklace yet?
Not yet. You got in the car and I drove, and then I stopped immediately after we were front.
Well, slapping on the dashboard. I found that on the dummy.
I remember it all.
Yeah, I mean, she wore it all the time. It's pretty cagey with what it was, where she got it. But you knew her. She had it when you knew her.
Pick it up, kind of investigate it, look at it.
Roll your intelligence and composure. Adam's brother-in-law, Doug.
What?
So roll your intelligence and composure.
Roll my intelligence
Yeah.
and composure. Well, now we got us a ball game because those are both shit.
Memories.
Critical fail. What do I remember about it?
Hey, get a beat.
Hey, you do get beat.
I got an XP for the
We
last.
got the beat. We got the beat. Okay. Anyway.
I don't remember her ever wearing this, or having this,
hell?
or what it might mean for why you felt the instinct to grab it. I don't feel very good. I feel like something's missing. Maybe it's a memory that you sogged in alcohol and drained away. You feel really sad right then, or you feel really something.
Yeah.
Causes emotion stir. What do you want to do? Because right now, you guys are in the middle of the desert.
You want to find that homeless man, or you want
We'll
to
say
follow those
it's about-
tire tracks?
It's about 10 p.m. right now.
Oh yeah, we got shit. I mean, usually up until 2.
Yeah. Took you about 11.
Follow those tire tracks, or we could
I mean, we're already out here. But
leave the desert. We could leave, and
everything else we could do, we would do during the day. Might as well. You think that thing's still out there somewhere?
I'm pretty sure it is. Somewhere.
Thing's still following us?
Probably. Very upset.
Think it's gonna kill us?
I would hope not.
Are you following the trail?
Unfortunately.
Alright. Give me a drive. So,
-2, so it would just be base. Because you get 2 from the handling, -2 because you're off-road. If you had a specialty in off-road driving, you wouldn't get the negative.
1. I can't drive my car.
You feel like the car probably took a little bit of a rough and tumble, but for the most part, it's not. You keep it.
It's not like it's wrecked or anything.
Yeah. You pull up, you can see an RV parked out in the middle of the desert. Looks like there's a dune buggy set right out in front of it.
You think they
The lights
heard?
are on.
Think they heard when we knocked the horn?
Maybe.
How we want to handle this?
We knock on the door and say hello. Adam will remember that.
Oh hell yeah, well. Sure. Yeah, I'll just
You know,
right on up.
You know what? They got winders.
You want to shout to them?
No. I want to actually be more subtle than my last suggestion. We can peek in.
You ain't
see
good
what we can see.
Good at this, or
I don't think I am.
or should I go up there alone?
I think this is.
Hope
I mean, I remember when I learned, deer hunting as a kid. But
I'll go up there alone. Keep the car running. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, we should keep the car running because if I turned it off now, they'd notice the silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good stealth idea.
Get out.
Dice
Close
back
the
here.
door quietly. Fucking go incognito.
Give me
What dice you need?
Give me a stealth. Stealth and dex. Are you following with him?
He said for me to keep the car running.
Specialty.
I scoot over to the driver's seat in case we do have to make a sudden getaway.
All right. 2. All right. You get to you're sneaking to a window. Give me intelligence and science.
And science?
To recognize what you're seeing.
So science, I took my 1 in politics. And mental stats are -3, correct?
Yep.
Chance die.
Fucking nail it. You see a bunch of chemicals. Looks like a science lab in there. Outside of that, yeah. You have a very sinking suspicion that it's meth. Like your cop instincts kind of suggest that.
Mm.
But there's no proof that there's nothing that you could draw upon.
Have I ever seen a picture of a meth lab?
Yeah, but but and I mean it looks similar, but sometimes
It's not spot on.
yeah.
Might be something else.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What was that noise?
Nothing.
Says Doug. You see a man wearing it looks like he's just in skivvies, a white tank top, very scruffy looking, balding, looks like he's sweaty. He's moving on and he's mixing some chemicals and it looks like he's wearing a mask.
Look over at Walter White. Took a picture of him.
Well, this man looks way rougher than Walter White. He is
Clearly he partakes.
starts rummaging through chemicals. What do you want to do?
Get back to the car.
All right.
Get in the car. Meth lab, maybe.
Meth lab. Well,
Take a picture of their little car-y thing.
well. Do you want don't do anything about it?
No.
No?
I just think.
Just an ordinary guy minding his own business, making meth.
I mean, it's a bad thing, but it is not a weird doll monster, which I think takes a little priority.
All right, but we have no leads on the doll monster, and we literally found this man while following tire tracks related to the Ford Aerostar.
Now, this is something you probably noticed.
That picked up Abigail.
Doug, this is something you probably noticed. He's coming out here, but he doesn't seem like he's fully committed. It seems like there's a fear in him. It keeps him from finding Abigail.
You are correct, perhaps. Talking to him would be the best idea. Or he'd attack us.
He'd attack us. Is he armed?
Is he armed?
Not that you saw.
No, and he is working on chemicals right now, so he probably wouldn't want to be.
I get out of the car.
I don't know if that's the best idea, Doug.
Did you see? Was there anyone else in there?
Didn't look like it.
I don't think
There's
so.
There's one dude buggy parked outside.
Oh, good. It looks clear.
Okay, Doug. Get out.
You're the one who's good at asking questions.
I would not say that.
Right. I start walking up with my gun ready.
I walk up behind him.
What do? Do you knock on the door?
I open the door.
Oh, you walk right in.
Yeah, this the guy doesn't seem like the kind of guy who locks his door.
Yeah. You step inside, and it's not long. This place is, it's just sort of an oblong, sort of oval of a RV.
Okay.
And as soon as you're in the sort of where the driver's seat would be, you can see where he's mixing chemicals. He looks a little surprised to see you, and then immediately he goes rushing towards something towards the mid of the RV.
Level my gun at him. Is that really a good idea?
That'll be an intimidate with a +3.
Okay. Da-da-da-da. Let's see. So I got presence 2, no intimidation, so -1 +3 is 4. Math.
Quick math.
I'm a math dad. 3.
That's really good.
4.
You treat it like as if you were lifting a doll and you.
He stops and freezes. He goes, Let me fume out the chemicals. Let me fume out the chemicals.
All right, but if you try anything funny, the moment I pull this trigger, those chemicals are probably going to go boom.
Tell me something menacing about this guy, Ian. Tell me something pathetic about this guy, Alex.
It's very obvious by the curvature of his back that he hasn't been able to stand up straight for years.
All right.
Now that I'm getting a good look at his face, there's a clear kind of dilation in his eyes. He's using something.
Yeah.
And
Could be
he
man.
might not be thinking clearly and get us all killed.
Awesome.
He opens up the window and all the fumes start to flood out from the RV. You could start feeling a little bit of a high yourself. Both of you roll stamina and resolve.
It's 4. My liver recognizes this unwelcome chemical and kicks out this intruder because it too is loyal to its one true love.
What'd you get? 4?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
1.
1? You feel dreamlike, surreal.
Like
Everything in this RV is vibrant, and you can see almost outside
flora and fauna coming to a fresh bloom.
This Doug. What's going on, Doug?
What's going on? You agreed to this. We're gonna ask this man some questions.
Doug, I think something's happening to me. Things are looking real pretty outside.
Did you breathe?
Yeah?
You weren't supposed to do that yet.
Why would I not breathe?
Man looks at you and smiles, takes off his gas mask. He goes, "You must have a contact eye. Enjoy it while you can."
Yeah, that's great. Look, there was a van that came out here, Ford Aerostar. Looked like it was looted for parts recently after someone burned it down.
Yeah.
I'll take it you're the one that looted it.
Yep.
Did you see what happened to it?
Yeah. Took the parts. Set it ablaze.
I see. So you're the one that burned it.
Uh-huh.
Did you find anything in it?
Just people.
Just people.
Yeah. Guy that hired me. They just took off walking into the desert. I asked them if they wanted a lift. They said no.
You know which direction they went?
I think they're headed south, back to the city.
Well, that makes sense.
Oddly enough, one of them, I reckon, really familiar. Starts licking his lips. His eyes kind of turn towards you, and you can see within his eyes that this man deeply, once in a younger life, wanted, yearned to become a police officer. He looks at you and he says, "So, is there anything I can help you with? Or are you just walking into my home to disrupt my business? You're not cops, are you?"
No, we're just looking for someone important to us, that's all. We believe these people know where she is.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. By the way, I'm Doug.
You can call him Peric.
Peric?
Uh-huh.
Nice,
Peric.
nice to meet you, Peric. Sorry to bust in here on you. I'm not a judgmental man, and I don't know,
Yeah.
Honestly, I know this whole war on drugs thing. I didn't vote for Reagan. I mean, I didn't vote at all, but I mean.
What are you talking about? Reagan's the reason why we got drugs in the country. Bringing in all that chemicals from South America.
Huh.
I'd vote for him again.
Well, I did not know. I'll consider that. What do you think about this George Bush fella who's going to be running this upcoming year?
Well, I don't want to talk politics. I want to talk about RoboCop. I'm going to go see.
Right. We need to focus.
My girl Linda, we're going to go see RoboCop. Go see
that traitorous bitch.
There's more than one Linda in the world. Get her a $190 mink coat.
Focus up. Give yourself a few little machete slaps here. Get serious again. All right.
He just looks at you and he says, "Yeah, this one."
Have I ever seen him before?
Yep. You're positive.
Where?
Sometimes when you sleep, there might be someone underneath your bed.
Oh, this guy's underneath my fucking bed? I immediately back away upon this realization.
The two, he looks at you and he says, "What's wrong, boy? You scared?"
Doug.
This is his first hit, so it's going to hit him hard.
Doug.
Go out in the car.
He's fucking under my bed.
Yeah, well, your bed's not here. You're safe. Go out in the car. Open your windows.
fucking monsters
Get
out
a good
there.
breath of fresh air. There are no monsters in the. You want me to walk you out there? In the
Yeah.
car? Okay,
Yeah.
you got the car. Car is safe. Remember?
Yeah.
It protected us from the straw monster. It protected us from Wilt Chamberlain.
He goes, have a seat. You don't want to be outside. Not at night.
Monsters out there, aren't there?
There's something out there, I tell you. I've seen it watching me from my window. It
I
don't,
fucking immediately that window.
you don't see it right now. I ain't ever get a good look at it, but I know that it prowl out here.
Doesn't mess with you?
I ain't go out at night, so no. But it'll watch.
How close to the window?
Not close. I never get a good look at it.
Why are you under my bed at night?
Call me Mr. Sandman back when I was young. I don't know what that means though.
We just stare at each other.
Yeah, he's a little confused. He goes,
Your name.
he sniffs the air.
Goes, Adam, yeah.
I never told you my name, Mr. Sandman.
He walks over to you.
I back. Oh,
He goes, Lord, I remember seeing your face in the paper. Adam. Did you do your wife in?
No.
Did you get a woman on the side that you want to run away with, but you don't want her to take all your things?
Oh?
So you kill your wife?
No.
That's what a wife killer would say.
That's fucking fair.
He goes, what if there was a world where you did?
It'd be a pretty fucked up world.
He reaches out to touch you. Do you let him do it?
No.
No?
There's no way in this universe I let this man touch
Look,
me.
can you tell us anything you've noticed about this?
Just as he's about to touch you, he goes,
What do you want to know?
I mean, have you seen anything other than just it's a spooky shadow thing?
I never get a good look. Bye.
Nobody seems to have gotten a good look.
You got a good look.
I got a good look at the straw doll that got thrown at me.
There was nothing behind it.
So you think the straw doll is the creature?
I don't know what the straw doll was.
You ever seen a straw doll? Is that something? Hey?
Someone put him out in the woods. Or not the woods. Someone puts him out in the desert.
Usually wearing people's clothes?
he nods.
Maybe the jewelry.
He nods.
Sometimes you find something nice.
You ever been to our house out there in the...
He nods.
It's the only one I go to.
He smiles. Says he's missing teeth.
That's a long way to go to take a pee.
He goes,
Now you go out there. Got work to do.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, sorry to intrude. You seem like a nice fella. Sorry about pointing the gun at you. It's just when we're looking for unsavory characters, you know, you get a little jumpy.
he smiles.
Does sleep under my bed.
No, I don't.
Hey, I'm convinced.
Oh, yeah, I need to go get him some fresh air and,
You want to be a cop?
He doesn't confused.
I'm pretty confused, but I'm sure.
What?
Yeah, you ever want to be?
Smiles. He goes,
That drug hit you, didn't it? Feel good.
I didn't.
Yeah, be a cop till you learn that the world is bullshit.
Well, you actually did?
When I was young, yeah. When I was young, I wanted to be a cop. But now, there's so much corruption. Might as well be an honest, mystical drug dealer.
Mystical.
I just,
I mean, you're having a pretty mystical experience right now.
Hey man, that desert just bloomed to life out there.
you know, it
All right. Well,
makes it easier to see the truth.
There's something I should be seeing out there?
He offers his hand to you. It's up to you if you want to see
But
it.
I don't.
If you say, if
I
you,
feel
he
compelled
does,
to do this, Doug. I don't know.
you feel at this moment that you exist within a multiplicity. That you did kill Abigail, but you didn't.
but did you?
Do I remember?
Manufactured memories, maybe.
Do I remember killing Abigail?
You feel a heated moment of intensity, passion, explosion of moment, and then it just comes into currents of blood.
That doesn't sound like me.
It doesn't sound like you at all, but then again, you feel very different from how you feel right now. You feel like you're a whole different person when he touches you. Then he releases, and you start to slowly trickle back to who you are. He goes,
What was that?
That's why you don't touch someone who's covered in drugs.
That was real weird, Doug. That was really weird.
Yeah, I think it's gonna get weirder unless we get out of here.
just so you know, whatever you're seeking for, it might kill you.
That's the only thing we know for sure.
He nods his head. Roll your presence and socialize.
Plus one for the brother.
The gods have abandoned me. Wait, no. One success.
He looks at you and he says, if you ever want to open your mind, here. He reaches into a drawer and pulls out a vial. He says, put that up your nose.
Oh. Okay. I pocket it.
He goes, you're going to be coming across a lot of this in the future, but this is the most premium. I'm one of the only supplier before it get big. Years in the making this. Finally got it.
All right. Before I go, any idea where we might find more of them dummies?
They move. Sometime I see them in different places, then they go away.
There ever any tracks like somebody moved them?
He shakes his head.
I told you it was the monster.
Well, shit. All right. You have a good night, Peric. It's good meeting you.
You too. I'll see you tonight. He laughs.
I fucking bail immediately.
Here.
He's in your head now.
He looks at you and he goes, it's a joke.
Oh, he's fucking lying.
I figured as much. I'd start leading him out.
Oh, dude, I ran out.
I start following you out.
You feel a cool breeze of spring.
As I run out into the lush fields.
Yep. You get into your car.
By the time I get out there, he's naked, isn't he? No.
The reality dawns on you real quick, and then you're just alone in the dark desert. Your car right out there.
Hot.
Yeah, hot, muggy, pressing against your face.
Does the beautiful lush fields go away?
Yes.
I'm so upset.
That feeling comes and goes within an instant, and you're back to feeling as you were.
Kind of look around and yell back to Doug. What the hell was that?
I don't know, but I'm driving.
I feel better, man.
I'm driving.
All right.
Hold my gun.
You're the sober one.
When's the last time you drank?
I mean, before we left, I'm fine. What?
All right. God, I can go to the park and talk to the man, right?
It's about, at this point, it's about 11 p.m.
All right. What do you want to do then?
I don't know. I mean, is there anything else to find out here?
I am supposed to check out a house for Ms. Blythe. Might have a connection to someone's watching her.
So, are you going to go check out that house?
Yeah. Hope something connects.
You drive, and it takes you about 45. He drives. Actually, roll your drive, your off-roading.
Yep.
Do you have it as a specialty?
I do, in fact.
All right, so you don't get the negative.
So it's the +2 handling.
Yep.
Specialty. And your die?
I need another die. Because handling 2, right?
Yep. That's what he said.
In my hands. 2 success.
All right, so
Just driving.
you drive through with no damage to the car, get onto the main road, and then before you know it, you take interstate, and all of a sudden, or you take freeway, and all of a sudden you're back in your neighborhood. I believe it was Wormwood or
Yep.
Elm.
Wormwood, corner of Wormwood and Elm.
A corner of Rosemary and Elm.
Oh, Rosemary, yeah.
Wormwood is the street on the other side, because that's the name of the park.
The one that directly connects to the park, yep.
Yeah.
So you see Blythe's looming 2-story house, just sort of the main piece of the street, and across you can see the house for sale. Jenny Birkins is the realtor that's selling the home.
Now, there's no reason anyone should be in here.
No, got a homeless person.
So, first things first, like I do with everywhere I go to.
All right, so you take a picture of the place.
And, well, should be simple enough. Let's just go around back and head in.
Yep.
Get my little lock picky tools in case they're needed.
You take your locky picky.
Little
tiny locky picky.
Lucky picky.
Locky picky.
Oh, yeah. Going back.
Roll stealth. Both of you.
Is that right? I think it's just 3 dice. For
You
me.
hiding from somewhere?
2 decks, 1 stealth.
You're not hiding. You're just moving.
3 successes.
Damn, bro. 2. So this guy, he goes,
He's fucking better than
you
me.
must be good one with the shadows. And he watches Doug disappears into the night.
I do like some little Naruto hand signs first.
All that's left behind is a log.
It's a tire iron.
A log with like a trucker cap and a tire iron on it.
You.
His plank.
Which way or do you want to sneak in from?
Go around back. All right.
Go on back. We don't want anyone on the streets just seeing us barging in. There's no reason.
That's fair. They'll just see our car parked outside and determine that that is normal.
I assume they would have warned you to park a little ways away. There's no reason not to park near one of our houses.
Yeah, this is literally our neighborhood. We
Yeah.
can just park and walk.
So, you move in. You're going in through the back or the front?
Back.
So you move in through the back. Start picking some locks. Or are you the back door is locked?
Any windows you can check in?
The blinds are covering the windows.
That's weird.
But the blinds are.
Yeah, I mean, why would they be? Normally you want light for a house showing. Normally you want to show up the natural lighting of a house for a house showing.
Yeah, not at night though. You get homeless guys that want to break
Still.
in and sleep in the place.
So yeah, I got locked through the door.
Alright. Go ahead and do your larceny.
Are you sure larceny isn't the lock picking skill? Doesn't say lock picking on it.
3.
3? All right, yeah, you the door clicks and you get it open. The door swings and you can see the room seems empty.
Perception. Anyone been in the house recently? Anyone that more recently than this morning or in the afternoon?
You can see. Give me a witsing. Actually, give me investigation. Give me a craft. Intelligence and craft. 3. Yeah, you can see that someone's steps. They're very carefully treaded.
All right, yeah, a whole slew of
You notice one of the doors seems like it's differently constructed than the rest. The door to the basement seems as though it's got there's wiring. You can see where wiring has been custom work has been done into this house.
Oh, that's weird. They messed with the basement door. I don't know if they installed some sort of security thing or. Does it look like a literally just totally different door? Like it just doesn't match the style and everything?
Well, I mean, like it looks like it's the same type of style, but you can tell that it's a sturdier material. It's made to look as though it fits with the feel of the house, the aesthetic, but it's a far sturdier door.
Looks like someone's been shredded a lot inside of here as well.
Yeah.
Now, Miss Blythe, did she reference? She pointed like the upstairs window, right?
Yeah. How many successes did you get, by the way?
For perception?
Yeah.
Or investigation?
Yeah. 2 or 3? 3. Yeah, that's what she said.
Well, she says somebody's watching her from the upstairs, and it definitely seems plausible.
Well, you want to get in there and take a look?
I guess, but we check out the basement after we make sure no one else is in the house.
I got your back.
All right. Creep in, make sure no one's on the lower floor.
Okay, so you creep in.
Keep my gun close.
There doesn't seem to be anyone on the lower floor.
Any signs of disturbance of anything? Any items? I don't know if it's pre-furnished.
No, it's not. A lot of it's pretty much a completely empty area.
Any of the windows or blinds seem messed with? The doors?
They seem very carefully. Like you can't tell any signs of it.
All right, I follow the footprints after making sure everything is.
They seem to be treaded throughout the area, but mostly the windows. One of them leads upstairs, and another one leads towards the basement.
Every time it stops at a window, I take a picture of it with the window.
Yeah.
And we check upstairs first.
You can see in one of the rooms, you can notice a clue for a cost.
How major of a cost?
Medium.
Sure.
You notice in one of the ventilation shafts in the upper room, there seems to be a camera set up, looking out through the ventilation shaft, through the window, not towards Mrs. Blythe, but through the house right next to Mrs. Blythe. As you take a picture of the camera swirls towards you, takes a picture of you.
Does it?
No.
Fuck it. Get it. No, stop that.
Stop it. Stupid.
Delete just that picture. Yeah, does the picture? I look around for other cameras.
Yeah, you spot them throughout the home. In fact, some of them are like, as you look, you realize that you've been spotted multiple times.
Now, are these live cameras?
Yes.
Now, Doug, I don't want you to panic or make any movements that would seem like we noticed or anything, but there are cameras watching us probably, which are very strange. Especially for a house that's about to be sold.
Yeah, I assume that's unusual. Haven't really bought a house in like 5 years.
Here's what we should do.
Okay.
We got two options. Either we back out, we back away, we group before we enter, or we continue, hope to find where these cameras are linked to within the house, if they are, and wipe any knowledge of us being here. And
Yeah, I like that one. I'd rather they not know we were here.
I don't know, someone was here though.
Yeah, but not us.
Okay. Now, if they are paying attention on cameras now, they already know. But that means they're probably in the house.
Okay, well then, it's a good thing I'm packing heat.
Okay. I go up the stairs.
Oh, I thought you already went up the stairs.
If you
Go
want to say that,
down
we can
the
essentially,
stairs.
yeah.
We go down the stairs then.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, if we're upstairs, I'd check the rooms.
Yeah. That's like the first camera you saw in the upstairs would be the master bedroom. Looking down on not Mrs. Blythe's house, but the one next door.
Now, are these
Master bedroom.
fed to like a internal hard drive, or are they fed to an external?
Looks like it's an external. From the looks of it, it's wired.
Probably to someplace in the house.
Yeah.
The wires definitely aren't upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay. You gotta be real careful going down these steps.
Where do you go?
After checking all the upstairs rooms, taking pictures of all the cameras, and the line of sight the cameras have.
Yep. Some of them seem as though they were meant to survey just the room. Others seem as though they were constructed to look outside. But only this one seems to like
Focus on a house.
on a house. Yeah.
So they were definitely prepared for someone to come investigate, which is odd.
Looks like Mrs. Blythe might not be as paranoid as she thinks.
Fine, it's usually pretty dumb to write off everything someone says.
All right. So where do you go?
Downstairs from here.
All right.
Go down to the first floor, unless they have an attic.
No.
Go down to the first floor.
All right. All that's left is the basement and the garage.
First step then, now that we know they have a garage, we gotta check the garage.
Okay.
Now make sure there's no reason for us to be locked in the basement.
You see,
fair.
You find the garage is empty, but there is a set of tools left behind, perhaps by the last family. The garage, I mean, the guy that used to work here, you could tell that the guy that used to live here took care of his cars.
I can respect that.
Any cameras in this room?
Nope.
Okay. Anything odd other than just the tools left behind?
No.
Okay. Take a picture of the tools. Make sure no one's hiding in the stores, lockers, or closets, and yeah. Go on to the basement. Open the door real slow, like.
The door's locked. All right. Larceny -2.
I don't like using that anyway.
-2 because the lock reminds you of Abigail and how she locked people out of her very private mind.
What'd you get? Do you want to succeed at a cost?
How major?
Otherwise, it's going to take you most of the night just to digging around this goddamn.
How major of a cost?
You unlock it so well, you hear 2 clicks.
Sure.
You unlock the door. Clicks open. And
Open up to that trap.
it leads directly down.
Definitely take a picture, kind
Now you guys
of
are
showing
thinking-
off the fact that this door is a lot heavier. You know, if I were to do that. This is real unsafe.
Give me a wits and composure, Alex.
Wits and composure, Alex. Wits and composure tonight. I see nothing. There is nothing. Absolute failure, just like my life.
Pretty good.
Where's reroll for the night?
Yeah, that seems important enough. That's got to be better. That's way worse. There we go.
What'd you get?
Got him warmed back up. 3, 4.
Jesus.
You twist around with your gun aimed just in time to see the barrel of a pistol pointed at your face. The two of you have your barrels pointed at the other.
Whoa! Don't do that. Don't do that.
The door.
The man is steady. He's wearing a ski mask, and he looks well built. He keeps his gun trained on you without breaking composure, and goes, "Put down your weapon. Put down your weapon, and we'll be okay."
Put down your weapon.
I see two methods of this. You do not put down your weapon. Oh, by the way, his pistol is silenced.
Oh, dear.
I'll shoot you, and how it's aligned, the bullet will go through your eye and into your compatriot, killing both of you.
Well, Doug, I feel like I should move.
If he moves, I will fire.
Doug, we have
Yeah,
any
don't
counter threats for that?
Don't do that. Don't move.
If you shoot me, you'll have to explain being here, as my death will trigger a dead man switch, and the authorities will be alerted.
That sounds like real fancy tech.
For a spy novel, if you ask me.
He goes, "We can do it like this. Put your gun down, and I will no longer point it at you, and we can talk. Or we can shoot each other now, and risk both of us dying."
I have your word. You'll put your gun down.
No.
I'll put mine.
Doug, person like this
Yes,
word.
Doug, that's very useful information. Let me write this down in my journal.
I already said it out loud just like 2 seconds ago.
I'm a Doug, I'm a Doug, I'm a Doug.
Yeah, I don't know if we should just take the word of someone like this. It was a real odd place.
I lower my gun.
He fires. We'll end it here. No. I'm lying.
Now, Doug, I warned you.
Now, the audience can't see this. Mr. Jones,
Yep.
would you be so kind as to get a picture of my face right now
Gotcha.
for YouTube
Yeah.
later?
Okay. He lowers his pistol.
Can I turn around now, Doug?
Takes a breath. He goes, "You boys, you stumbled into a mess of shit that you want no part of. So please, forget about this place. Forget about what you've seen today. I will be moving. And you do not have to worry about my presence in this neighborhood. For now."
I slowly peek around and make sure I'm not going to be murdered.
You see, like I said, the same man, large, wearing a ski mask. The way that he carries himself, you could tell that he's received some sort of training in the past. You have surprisingly good reflexes.
Oh, thanks. That means a lot coming from whatever you are.
Do we have a deal? I will no longer haunt this neighborhood. My job is just about finished either way.
All right.
But you will speak of this to no one. And if you do, I will find out.
Okay. Yeah. We don't have to talk about anything anymore. Just blink twice if this is about Gorbachev.
He released kind of a mirthless chuckle, like, and he goes, "Well, we have a deal."
We have a deal.
All right. Turn and go.
We turn and go? I turn and go. Do you turn and go?
Yeah, I'd turn and leave. This has definitely been an experience.
Are you gonna go? All right. So if you guys decide, like, as you guys are moving, he goes, "I thank you for your cooperation,
Yeah. No problem.
Mr. Marston. If you return to the spot tomorrow night, I will be gone, but I'll leave something for you for your compliance.
Well,
I understand that you are doing your own case.
What do you know about my case?
Very good."
I think we'll find out tomorrow.
He takes a moment and he breathes and he goes, "There may be some overlap in our objectives. So, but I'm being pulled from the case. So I will offer you some information."
Alrighty.
This is completely confidential. You will tell no one where you found this information.
Understood.
He nods his head and he goes, "Do not disappoint me."
Try not to.
He waits for you guys to leave.
I'm real quick about that.
You guys are outside.
I make sure. In fact, I make sure we're in my home before we speak.
Okay.
And then I look for cameras in my house.
Are you going home? All right, so you guys are walking.
Did you want to pick up Layla first?
No, there's a reason.
Okay.
Out of game. I got a fucking bunch of pictures we have to go through real quick.
I think we need code names. Maybe next time there's a man with a ski mask pointing a gun at me, you don't just blurt out my real name.
I mean, he seemed like he knew our names anyway.
Aren't you supposed to be the one who's good at this?
I'm not used to work. I haven't worked with a partner in a long time. You think normally when I'm staking something out, I have to worry about saying my name?
I mean, I suppose not. But in the future, we should.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
So you arrive.
First step into my house.
And the door is open.
This day just keeps getting worse and worse, Doug.
Looks like you were right to leave Layla with the sitter.
Looks like I was. I'd go around back of my home. And can you follow?
Oh yeah.
Both of you give me a wits and composure.
I'm sticking with you.
Just perception?
Yeah. You get a +2, Alex.
Good, because that was a failure. Still a failure.
Damn.
Not a critical.
I need the two.
Or failure. He's got this though. This guy.
Yeah, he's the knower.
I think I wore out all my luck.
Fucking
Look, someone's
throwing that dummy to the moon.
Someone's
Yeah. What'd you get?
Wow. 2.
You get inside your house, and it's very just hinted in the air, but you can smell gasoline in your office, coming from your office.
It seems like someone wants to burn my office and, by extension, my home.
Yeah, maybe get in there before he lights the match.
I can do it. You know, he takes a moment, like, yeah, I got this. He goes, because he doesn't want shit to burn.
How do you feel right now?
Anxious, but also kind of like his limit of bullshit for the day is going up.
Yeah.
And it's all like accumulating, either
He wants to do something.
He wants to solve. Prove he's not just gonna have all his shit fucked all day.
So you race in. You see a large man pouring gasoline over. He turns. He goes, "Fuck."
Fuck. I pull out the switchblade.
He immediately wrestles his knife out of this with practiced ease.
The fuck are you doing in here?
I point my gun at him. I mean, seems like a solid play.
The three of you locked in this moment. At any second, a pin drop could catalyst into an eruption of violence. With his knife in his hands, your gun pointing at him. You, knife ready.
You're going to put down your weapon. You're going to answer some questions for us.
Roll a niche.
Oh boy.
6. It's just. Or, wait, what do I add to initiative? Is it just a D10 plus my dexterity, or?
It's your dexterity and composure.
Oh. Well, then 8.
Surprisingly good initiative mod on my character. Bottom of the game.
I'm at 9.
Oh, I should not be knife fighting anyone in this world.
If I fire a gun, we will be investigated.
To be fair, we are kind of defending my property from a lunatic. All right.
Yeah.
Knife fight. What's his defense?
6.
Knife fight. Chance die.
Do you want willpower?
It'd be a chance die with the willpower. Oh, I'll ruin this guy's life. Nope.
He sees you coming, or he sees you with your hand on the gun. He's gonna aim for your arm.
Jesus Christ.
So.
What's your defense? Is he knife fighting past me?
Calculate this?
No, he's throwing the knife.
Oh.
So you come swinging at the knife. He ducks to the side, launches the knife towards him.
Defense 4.
Defense 4?
Yep.
All right, he'll willpower.
This isn't a firearm, so you get your defense.
Yep. So willpower.
This guy's a fucking monster. We should not be. I go visit my daughter. 1. 2.
3.
So there's a knife lodged in my arm now.
Yes.
Pretty solidly.
Give me a stamina and composure.
Stamina's great. Composure is, we're not going to talk about it. 1, 2. I buckle your shoe.
The pain erupts like a lance of fire across your arm as his knife goes flinging from his hand straight to Doug's arm. Now, normally, if it was just a little bit deeper, it may have
Cut like an artery.
Yeah, and disrupted your shot. But it's just pain, and it's a shock, and you feel numb to it real quick.
Luckily, you're an alcoholic.
Go. Do you want to try to shoot this guy?
Yeah, I'm going to willpower it.
This could be real bad for him.
This is it. It has very clearly become life or death. Gotta hit him back harder.
You shoot him square in the chest.
Mm-hmm.
He releases a primal howl of pain. His eyes go flash dark, and then all of a sudden, he's racing towards the window.
This is a chase now. So
Does it need to be? Do we want to kill this guy?
Do we want to kill this guy? Out of game? Yeah, he causes a lot of fucking issues so far. Threatened Layla.
Layla.
Broke Layla. broke into our house, well, my house, tried to burn my office with all my fucking shit, my notes and whatnot. This guy's clearly gunning for us. How long before more drastic measure is taken from him?
Well, the way I figure it, there are two ways that Doug could react to this. I don't think I would be thinking rationally at this point.
Yeah.
I would either be in shock at the fact that I just shot a man for the first time in my life,
Yep.
or I would be so caught up in the fight or flight that I wouldn't think about, the consequences, and I would take another shot.
You have a knife lodged in your arm.
I do have a knife lodged in my arm. I take the shot.
Let's do, he's running to the window. Let's see if he can get to
I'm right next to him, so I guess the logical step is for me to try to...
stop him.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is...
Your strength and brawl.
Okay. This isn't a defense, this is an opposed, right?
No, you have to grab him first.
Is it another chance die?
His defense applies, right?
Yeah. I'll let you succeed at a cost.
How major?
Medium.
Sure.
You grapple him before he can get to the window, and he wheels around and belts you straight across the face. He belts you across the cheek, but you have him in a grip, and you have your gun leveled on him. He freezes, realizing he won't be able to make it to the window in time for you to take the shot. His eyes are wide. You have this moment. He's a scared animal. He's just like when you go hunting. The deer. Lock eyes with the deer just before pulling the trigger. Do you fire?
Fuck. Alright. I think...
Thinking logically or thinking murdery?
I think this is probably around the time it goes through my mind that if I kill this guy, I'm in jail. Chances are we're in jail. And we lose a connection to Abigail. And
So
that's
you gotta take him back to that.
And that's the point when I run up and I go for the butt of the gun to his face.
Go ahead and roll your damage. No defense because you have him gripped.
Yep. Just probably strength and weaponry.
Yep.
Probably not a whole lot of bonus because this is an improvised weapon. And I'll willpower it. Let's finish this.
Fucking kill him with the butt of your gun.
That would be amusing. It seems like a critical fail. Wait, do you still have your reroll?
You can succeed at a cost.
I'll take it.
You'll knock him out, but he'll do something to you.
Okay.
You come racing towards him, and just as you're about to club him with the butt of your gun, he looks you square in the eyes. He rips the knife from your arm,
Ow.
causing
Causing a boo-boo.
expanding the wound by, we'll say, one additional lethal.
And stabbing him in the throat.
And then goes to stab himself in the heart before you catch him in the face.
I stare in horror for a number of reasons. The first being, holy shit, your arm. The second being, holy shit, my face. And the third being, this guy just tried to stab himself in the heart instead of getting captured. What the hell?
Look, it's not so bad.
You okay?
It doesn't even look. It doesn't even hurt that much. It doesn't even hurt that much. The adrenaline is no, it's fading. Here comes the pain. Yeah, there it is.
Well, fucking. Oh, yeah, I fucking search my house for alcohol.
Yeah, I'm gonna run, find something to tear up and start wrapping him around my arm. You get him tied up so he doesn't wake up on us.
Darn. Wait a minute. There's no way people didn't hear that gunshot. We really want to be tying someone up.
I'm gonna roll to see if
Someone heard the gunshot.
someone heard.
Hey man, we're hard sleepers in this neighborhood.
Well, it's still kind of ghetto-y area, but yeah. You never know.
Yeah.
Some people just don't want to
Some people just don't care.
Some people might be really involved. We'll see. What do you guys want to do?
Are we sure we want to be tying someone up if the police are on their way?
Well, we can't exactly have him here if the police show up to investigate, and
You want to
we don't want him.
man?
We don't want. Look, just do. Look, I'm gonna need to be dressing my wound here anyway, so we're gonna need to take a moment. Just tie him up with something.
Fuck it. At first I take his knife. And then I
Sensible.
search him for any other weapons. And then, like...
You find, searching his body, you see the tattoo he has on his neck. His body is actually covered in tattoos of similar symbolisms and different, of different make, some of different languages. It's very difficult to, like, it's a hodgepodge.
Okay.
Other weapons that he may have had, he's not carrying a gun or anything like that. He does have like one of those large cell phones. Like, yeah, the brick.
Is there a redial?
Star 69? No.
Yeah, after all that shit, I take a fancy phone. I have duct tape or something in the house to tie his hands with.
Yeah.
Do that. And then,
He's going to be bleeding out, too. The blood, the lethal, yeah, you guys,
oh yeah, you did get shot.
you're going to be bleeding. You're bleeding a lot, too, if you're not treated. Both of you are in Pain Town.
Why only does 2 bashing me?
Not
That's
you.
Both
okay.
of them.
Doug and Julian are in Pain Town.
Not both of you.
Okay.
So yeah,
You probably have like a wash of blood in your mouth just from the punch, but it's not like it's going to cause a huge rupture.
does it look like he was trying to burn something in particular?
It's like he was trying to burn the whole room.
Have I ever investigated him before?
No.
Fuck, I have to search this, have to tie him up and make sure he doesn't bleed out. Hope he doesn't bleed out. Him is easy. It's gonna fucking cauterize the wound. Him is not.
Maybe, I hate to say this.
I think we need a medical professional.
I think we might want to talk to the police.
What you just saying we shouldn't?
We just defended your home against an intruder.
I just tied him up and took all of his shit.
Well, obviously, you took sensible steps to disarm him until we were waiting for the authorities to arrive.
Would this work?
You'd probably be taken for questioning, and who knows how long the ordeal was. Like, you flash back to when your name was raked through the mud as being the guy who killed his wife.
Oh, great.
So,
I don't know.
But once again, you're pretty sure they wouldn't have anything that would make you stick.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to.
The wound was to the chest, and you guys maybe a lawsuit.
At the same time, though, it's very clear that he broke into my house.
Yeah.
And he poured gasoline over my shit with intent to sabotage.
Oh yeah, he'd be going away.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, but
If
sure
he
you
goes-
want to go through that?
I mean,
Who knows how long we'd be held for questioning?
yeah, you're right. But
Maybe.
if look, I'm gonna need medical help for this.
Who can we trust for that?
We can go to the clinic, but one way or another, I'm going to be
right.
talking to somebody about this.
When's the clinic open?
It's a 24-hour clinic.
We could go to the clinic.
You remember, what's her name? God, what was her name?
Miss Martha.
Miss Martha, yeah. She might be able to do something under the table if you make it worth her while.
And that's a fancy phone to give her.
That'd be the rest of my RoboCop money. She doesn't want stolen goods.
What about...
Stolen RoboCop.
Have I ever seen Darla's book collection, personally?
Book collection?
Yeah, all her books strung around the house? Or
No,
do
but
I-
you could probably assume she's, you would know that Darla has sewn someone up before. She might not be the most extensive,
job.
no, but she might be able to save, or definitely take care of you.
Yeah, I do think Darla is someone we can trust, but not someone we can trust in the wouldn't be alarmed by us having a tied up hostage.
And a shot in the chest. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, we need
For
somewhere
you.
to keep him, unless you really think we can smuggle him into the poker room without her noticing.
You can drop him off in the desert.
Good.
Actually, that sounds like a really good idea.
That's pretty sociopath. I mean,
Yeah.
you'd be killing him.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't know how you guys would feel about that, but
Part of me's on board, part of me's not.
Yeah, we do kind of need to make sure he doesn't die.
Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know. How are we going to get across the street? Do I have a garage?
what's
Do
that?
I have a garage?
Yeah.
I mean, we load him up in the garage in the back of the car and drive him over there?
Sure.
You hear a siren?
Do I?
Yeah, far off in the distance.
I don't fucking... If we're going to do it, we better do it now.
Ah, shit. Would they know? Let's go. Let's go.
I don't like...
Who's got the necklace?
Car? The car has the
Still in
necklace?
car? Yeah.
The last person to hold on to it was me. I never said what I did with it. I assume I just put it back down. Unless for some reason it willed itself into my pocket,
Into your butt.
into my soul.
Both of you roll wits and composure -4.
This perception?
Yep.
I am uniquely good at this task.
What did you get? 1, 2.
Down to 1 willpower. I don't like
Well,
this.
I mean, yeah. A 2 on the die, not 2 successes.
I was like, damn. 2 successes on 1 die.
3.
You hear the phone ring.
I answer.
Abigail's voice goes.
What the fuck?
Hello?
Abigail?
Wanda there.
This is a horror show.
Jesus Christ. All right.
All right, what's your thoughts so far?
This is a hellscape.
It's a hellscape. Okay.
Yeah, this is.
A series of unfortunate events.
I mean, we knew going into this game we'd be playing 2 good old boys completely out of our depth.
Yeah.
So, Jake, you are definitely delivering.
Yeah.
It felt very like the beginning had a lot of like slice of life, and then the end was very task oriented. It felt like. What are your thoughts on what's going on? What are your thoughts on what you should do? What do you want to see happen?
I feel like now we definitely have to explore the fact that Abigail's giving us clues somehow.
Okay.
She's apparently called us.
Like she called. Wait, did she call your number or did she call the cell phone you found?
She called the home phone. You never,
Okay.
you didn't hear. Oh, I should have pointed this out. You heard the phone. You did not. So you would see him walk over, answer a phone that wasn't ringing.
It's fine. He's just still high.
And then ask Abigail. Yeah, investigate that more thoroughly. Investigate. We can keep him alive long enough. Questioning him's definitely on the table.
That's true. But as you know, he was willing to kill himself over being caught.
Mhm. Not only that, but I think we should go through the pictures that have been taken, set everything up that way.
Yep.
Our little safe space.
How do you feel about your encounter in the home, the house that was for sale?
He definitely felt like we were way out of our league. Like it was, we were walking like the character made a reference to, like we were walking into like a spy film.
Yeah.
You know. At the same time, though, apparently he's investigating something I might be investigating.
Or you said there'd be some overlap.
Yeah.
There might be some overlap.
He might. He might be a hunter who thinks we're hunters because we're doing surprisingly well for ourselves.
That's very possible.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Alex?
Definitely has the tech for it.
That guy is some...
Body once told me in the world.
Get out of my head. He is some sort of like SCP, Delta Green, MIB, WKRP Cincinnati. I don't fucking know. But yeah, that's... We probably won't see him again until season 2. And then things will really start to get crazy.
Pardon me, the first thought I had when we had to finally, when we were thinking about places to bring him, was I was like, let's bring him back to that fucking basement. He'll understand.
He'll understand.
Seems like a good guy. Let's bring him to fucking Magic Man fucking, what was his name?
He's trying to move. Let's not impose. He's a busy man.
Good old boys. We can't impose on someone moving with this hostage.
You know, we could offer to help. Maybe he'll pay us in pizza.
What a hero.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Redneck.
And we finally encountered the fucking Scarecrow beam. Scarecrow beast.
Beast.
Scary beast. Probably gonna have to duel him because I have this fucking beast of strength.
That's a lot of assumptions, that's for sure.
That's all I do.
That's fair.
I feel like that's this game is assumptions right now.
That's fair.
Crafting assumptions just for me to be fucking ruined.
I think that it's entirely possible there was literally a werewolf sitting in that outhouse just directly underneath that dummy, and we didn't notice him because we mentally filtered him out.
That's possible, yeah. But that's another thing to keep notice, that perhaps you could make that assumption about any kind of creature of the like.
I mean, Darla is definitely like 6 werewolves piloting a mech suit.
No, did you mean it when you said that his eyes went black?
Who?
The guy we just shot in the chest?
Oh, they were dark. Like,
Okay.
not like black as in like, they went dark. As in like, menacing. Like he was going to.
Well, he was very upset.
Yeah, he was upsetting.
I mean, the fact that he was going to leap out of the second story window in the first place is a little upsetting.
Yeah.
regardless, I feel like any plans we had before are out the window.
What were your plans?
Go talk to Skeet, investigate the tenement building.
Do you have any theories on Abigail?
She is a spirit.
Okay.
She's long dead.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It's the only way I think I can explain the fact that she's doing all this shit.
Sure.
Either that or she's like super psychic.
Have you ever given any thought to...
Yes, she is super psychic.
That's
I mean,
an odd way to phrase that.
Did you not notice that a few of the things that popped into your head when you were high as balls turned out to be true?
Such as him sleeping under my bed. That's a good point.
Such as him wanting to be a cop?
Yeah.
Like, that's just
and
something
him being called Mr. Sandman?
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Maybe, I mean...
At the same time, though...
The idea that maybe Layla gets her oddly useful dreams from her mother, well, that's something. But what if it isn't from her mother, or isn't just from her mother? Maybe you've got something going on.
Maybe. At the same time, though, apparently I'm repressing memories. Or someone is fucking with my memories, which is real bad. And
maybe it's some
definitely adds some doubt in over the fact that apparently it reveals things to me on that drug, and hey, I might have murdered her.
Yeah. Maybe there's some other timeline where you've built a racist utopia in the sky.
Fuck yeah. And all I'm saying is, if her defense is above like 4, there's no way. She is a fucking brick wall of defense.
Yeah.
She's one of the dwarven, what are they called?
That's the reason.
Class.
That's the reason why they couldn't make a case against you, because you obviously could never kill anything.
Literally, like 4 is like your normal, not too great at defense.
Yeah.
And at 4, even with the willpower, I am at a chance die.
I was pretty horrified at, I didn't know how much this Julian's dice pool was going to be when he threw that knife at him.
Mm-hmm.
And even with the -4, that was like a lot of dice.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. That could have been really bad.
It just went to show we should not be messing with this individual. I have a feeling Julian's a hunter. Or something of the sort. Because he's trying to get us to stop investigating something that's clearly supernatural in nature. And, holy shit, is he skilled.
Yeah, I mean, I keep thinking just because he's connected to the van that he's the bad guy, but is he?
Part of me feels like he's, don't get me wrong, he definitely seems like a bad guy. He's definitely an antagonist. With like we're at odds, but I don't think like in the grand scheme of things, probably not. I think he's either a hunter who's trying to protect us from ourselves, because either she is a spirit or something's happened to her on a supernatural scale. Hell, she could be a werewolf now, talking to the spirits, and that's how she's getting all this information to us. Such as the flickering star. That's our star.
Yeah.
Naturally heightened senses. That's why when she stared off in the distance, she might have been noticing something. Or she could see fucking spirits. She might have been looking at spirits doing weird shit off in the woods when she looked away. Definitely something difficult to explain to someone who has no idea about the supernatural world.
Right. It's like trying to explain Major Awakening to like your grandma.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, what?
Maybe start with vampire. Grandma knows vampires.
Yeah, I get it. Vampires are cool. What's the Sombra?
The more I talk about it, the more I'm convinced she's a werewolf.
That doesn't seem unlikely.
Because especially if she is a werewolf and we just blocked her out, it makes sense that, fuck, she could be living out there for all we know. That's why her clothes was on the doll. That's why she's a little upsetty that we stole her fucking necklace. She used that to hang her clothes on when she was in full fucking werewolf mode.
She could be living in the backseat of your car, and you're just always filtering her out.
You never listen to me.
That sucks.
Because I can't understand you. All right, well, that was the end of this.
All right, hold on. You still recording?
Yep.
All right, I want to do one more thing for you. And he crinkles.
He pulls out a bag and he just slowly
he casts a contemptuous glare up into the sky, directly into the eye of God, as he ruins God's audio.
God's like, I can't hear this. What's going on down there?
Yeah.
God can't hear you here, only crinkles.
ASMR.
ASMR.
Oh, is that what this is all about?
This is our new ASMR podcast.
Hope you enjoyed that part, ASMR.